How to find the area of a trapezium? Suppose this is the trapezium we want to find the area. The key to solve this problem is to use parallelogram to help us. Why parallelogram? Because we know how to find the area of a parallelogram. We can find the area of a parallelogram through base times height. That is the first reason we know how to find the area of parallelogram. The second reason is there is a way we can change trapezium into parallelogram. So parallelogram becomes a bridge in finding the area of a trapezium. Okay, the problem now is how can I change trapezium into parallelogram? The way is you need two trapeziums, two identical trapeziums. So now I need another one. Okay, how can I use these two trapeziums and change them into a parallelogram? You need to rearrange them in some way. The way is I need to first rotate the second trapezium. Okay, let me rotate it and rotate it. Now, if I flipped the second trapezium upside down, I got these two trapezium in this way. Now if I put them together like this, magically, you can see the two trapezium turned into a parallelogram. Now if I ask you how to find out the area of the parallelogram, you may say, okay, I need to measure the base of this parallelogram and also the height of this parallelogram. Then I use base times height to find the area of the parallelogram. So base times height. But this is not the answer to the original problem, because the original problem is finding the area of one trapezium. Since we used two trapeziums for the parallelogram, we need to divide it by 2 to find out the area of one trapezium. Okay, we almost solved the problems, except we have to think the problems use the original one trapezium. Because on the original one trapezium, we don't have the base, the long base you see in the parallelogram. We have to find it out what do we mean by this very long base on the original trapezium. If we look at the graph, we can notice that it made up of two parts. These two parts is actually come from the upper and the lower parallel lines from the original trapeziums. So we give a name to the lower and upper parallel lines on the original trapezium names. We call the upper one the upper base and the lower one, of course, lower based. So now the way we're finding the area of parallelogram becomes we have, instead of using say base times height divided by 2, for the base, because we don't know what we don't have the parallelogram, we only have the trapezium, so we use lower base plus upper base for base, and for the height it is still the height, the distance between the upper and the lower base, that is the perpendicular lines between the two parallel lines, the height. So times the height. And then because this multiplication gives us the area of the parallelogram, so we still need to divide it by 2. So this is the formula for finding the area of trapezium.